How can a man and a woman just be friends? I don't understand what you talk about. Everything I talk about with the guys I know, a female who I know platonically would have zero interest in talking about. And I don't care about the shit that women talk about. I don't care about fucking false eyelashes and nails and Sex in the City and other garbage females talk about. And any woman who really thinks like a man enough to talk to me the same way my male friends do is a weirdo. So I don't really see how men and women can be friends. All that really happens is men are trying to get laid, so they pretend to be friends with a girl, hoping that one day she'll get drunk enough and let them fuck her. That's all that it is. Because most men aren't honest. Men are snakes. I'm perfectly honest and to the point. There's not a female I speak to on this planet who I'm not currently having sex with or attempting to have sex with. That's it. No one else.
My friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, you know, come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because, look, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Because we're guys. Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way.
What are the benefits that a man has from having female friends?
Honestly, none. They get to look at them. They get the benefit. Girls, like I like my guy friends, but like I know in the back of my mind that they would want to fuck. So like I don't know, like.
What are some of the benefits women have from having guy friends?
Honestly, I don't know. I have to pretend that they don't want to fuck me, and I just we're just a guy friend. We're just friends.
If you guys were walking on the street together and somebody came up and tried to rob you, do you expect him to try and protect you?
Yes.
Okay. If he's gonna risk his life for you, what's the equal benefit for him having a female friend?
That's a good question. What's a good benefit? What's a good benefit?
He potentially gets some puss?
No. Not for me.
That's a rough one, bro.
Kiss my ass, guys. You're not a couple?
No.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? And you known her since you were 27? Hey guys, do any men in here remember being 27 and being like, you know what I need? Female friends. hey, you know what I can use? A bitch to hang out with. He loves you. Stop doing that.
We don't.
I swear. You swear, he don't. Who bought the tickets? Answer this question. Who bought the tickets? Yeah, you did. Yeah. This motherfucker paid for VIP and you ain't giving him nothing? I'm so sick on his behalf. I've had enough of the lies. If you pay for her bill, you're kicked out of the show. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay. As a reference for somebody who's like pretending to be old.
Hey. You pay the fuck. He bought the tickets, you pay the whole ass bill. Why are you making
All right, welcome back. I'm here to talk about we can't be friends. It is an impossibility for us to be friends because of other relationships that we're in or marriages that we are in, and the fact that if we were in a relationship at one point, how can you dial that back and become friends after the fact? Well, one of the things that you have to understand in all of this, and before I even go on with it, thank you for all of the likes on Instagram. Thank you for all of the, just following and so forth at Carl Baldwin Jr. and District of Unity Official. And at some point, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I'm going to get it up and going with the TikTok at some point. It's like you got to juggle one, project at a time. And, when you are working for yourself, you have a lot of distractions, a lot of stuff happens around you and so forth. But I wanted to take the time to thank you. And hopefully your holiday shopping is going well. This is December the 6th that this is being recorded on. So, and today is a Wednesday. The debate is tonight, the Republican debate. If anybody's watching that, I don't really get political all that much and so forth. I will have my opinion, and I have libertarian views, but I lean conservative, but it's more like I'm socially liberal, policy conservative. So, take that for however you take it. So screw all of that. Let's talk about the relationship thing. First of all, if you are friends with somebody for a long time, it could be opposite sex or same sex. I'm just saying in general, for all intents and purposes of this conversation, is the opposite sex. You get into a relationship with them. You've had a good friendship before you got into a relationship, because it's like hell. You love being around each other. You love each other. You respect each other. You're in a relationship for a while with them. You might even have gotten married to them. And then you just figure out stuff is not working. And you two decide to break it off because it's like, some of that other side of that friendship you did not see coming. So it's kind of like, what did I get myself into? And this is, gender neutral. A guy or a girl can feel this way. So you break it all off and, being nice to each other. Oh, well, let's just be friends and, let's try to go back to the way it was. Well, there is no way it was, because once you get into that next level, your feelings alter for that person. You understand? So if they get into a relationship with somebody else, do you really want to hear all of that they're doing? Can your mind handle that? That you might actually love this person, but the thought of the relationship with each other kind of threw you off a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're dialing back and you're saying, hold up. She moved on. He moved on. How could they? Sometimes you have to really think. You can't be friends with somebody you've been in a relationship with, because that's about the highest order of friendship that you can have outside of family, which most of the time with family, you can't even choose who you're related to. You're just related by blood. But when you take your friendship to that next level and you guys get into a relationship, different feelings come about. And yes, every, man and woman always have different feelings for different men and women. That's why you should be monogamous, because how you may feel about this one woman may not be how you feel about the next woman. It could be a totally different love, a totally different commitment, whatever else. Whether it's, mentally, emotionally, sexually, whatever. There are certain things you may do with this one that you won't do with that one. And I'm not talking about all sex. I'm talking about just in general, because you have a different bond with that person. Some bonds are greater than others. Some are worse than others. Some are the same. It really depends on where you are in your life and where she is in her life, vice versa. You just have to think, when you go up that level and you come back, there's a different feeling. There's a different commitment. There's a different vibe with all of that. And you can't just turn that on and turn that off just because you want to be friends. Now, I'll take a situation like my ex-wife. After being with her for the better part of a decade, I don't want nothing else to do with her. Because it's like, through all of that stuff that we had, we were one of those types where it was like everything was growing around us, but then she had to have buy-in from other people. I could care less what other people think. I always feel like in a relationship, you have to have that commitment with each other. Nobody else needs to know what the hell goes on in your relationship. Everybody don't have to be in. Everybody doesn't have to know. Everybody doesn't have to be a part of and giving advice or whatever. A relationship is one to one, not one to many. This ain't IT. This ain't math. You know, you're in a commitment with whoever you're with. And if they're not willing to let somebody else go because of you, let's just say they have a friend of the opposite sex. Oh, he's like a brother to me. Oh, she's like a sister to me, and all this other stuff. It's like, look, you are not in a relationship with that friend. You are in a relationship with who you're with. And if they are, and you'll figure this out early on, if they're not willing to let that person go, then you might have to let them go. Because honestly, you don't know what level of friendship they actually had. They could have been ex-lovers. They could have potentially been an item. They also could be an option, you know. And people always say all the time, oh, me and such would never do it. Me and, this lady would never do it. We look at each other like family. That's impossible, And then all of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. It's like, what happened last night? What happened in this situation? How did we get to this point? You know what I'm saying? And if you've been out in a dating scene and you've, had friends, it's happened, It may not have happened with all of your friends, of the opposite sex, but it has happened a few times. And you wonder, okay, how did this get to this point? You may be wondering other things, and you may also be feeling different things. It just depends. We're all human. The flesh is weak. The Bible is not lying about the flesh being weak. Okay? The whole point that I'm trying to make is if your options are not closed, they're still there. Why commit yourself to somebody else if this skeleton here is a living body that is still around you? You don't want to be fighting somebody's past in your new relationship. Either they're over the person or they're not. Either the commitment that you have with them means more to them than some other random friendship, even if they've been friends for 20 years. It doesn't matter. But to have them always there in your relationship, I'm sorry. You can call me whatever you want to call me. You can say, oh, he's jealous, or, he doesn't understand what bond we have. I don't give a damn what bond you have, And likewise with me. If I had a female friend I'm that tight with, and I'm with my woman, she does not exist anymore. And it's not anything against her. It's just the fact that, look, when I'm with somebody that I love, cherish, respect, all of the above, I'm still single. But if I ever got into that relationship where I'm back, to that point where it's like, okay, we're in a long-term commitment and so forth, no other woman exists. Any girlfriend that I've had, just like when I was married, no other woman existed because they can't. Because that option is always there. There's always the potential of failure when you put a man and woman in the same space. Nothing may never happen for 2 years. And then that 2 year and first day, y'all, y'all rolling around having a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? And you never know when that biological clock starts ticking and it's like, oh, I'm going in on this one. You can't have friends and be in a relationship. Friends of the opposite sex, because it's a one too many relationship. And if you let the woman's insecurity go that far where she say, well, I must talk to, Tom or whoever the guy's name is that she's so friendly with, let her go. You go over there. And if you, as a guy, feel like you can't get rid of, Terry or Jane or whoever the hell, you might as well just go ahead and say, I'm not ready for a relationship. Why put somebody else through your personal hell when you don't have to? Okay? You just have to make a commitment not to hurt that other person because you are failing in your own responsibility to yourself to say, okay, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to put up a facade that I'm going to be committed to this one woman and, I still got 3 on the mind that I want. I ain't ready for this. You have to be man enough to say that you're not ready for it. You have to be woman enough to say my insecurity is strong and then, this relationship that I act like I want to get into. So you have to be able to separate all of that and focus on one-on-one. So again, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of the love on Instagram, and I appreciate the love that's on YouTube. And leave the comments. Tell me what you think. Don't send me no text offline. Don't, don't go into another platform. On this video here, you tell me in the comments what do you think about what I just said, and, debate me if you wish, or debate each other if you wish. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comments what's going on. And until the next video, y'all take care of yourselves. All right? Talk to you.